Your laptop does something quietly remarkable every time it joins a network. It invents its own address. Nobody hands it one. It listens, learns the local prefix, and finishes the address itself. The prefix comes from the local router, which advertises it to everyone on the link. That half of the address says where you are, which network, which building, which coffee shop you walked into. The other half is the device half, and originally it came from here, the hardware address burned into your network card at the factory. Unique, permanent, and never meant to be public. Modern systems keep one long-lived address, the stable one. It is the address your machine answers on, the one a colleague or a monitoring system uses to reach you from outside. Alongside it sits a second address, temporary by design. Its device half is random, it lives for about a day, and then the machine throws it away and generates a fresh one. Out here is every server you talk to. None of them asked for your identity, but each one writes down the address that contacted it, because that is simply what server logs do. And beyond them, whoever compares those logs. A tracker does not need your name, it only needs one value that stays the same as you move from home to office to airport. That is the flaw hiding inside the original design. The convenience of an address a device builds for itself came with a permanent serial number attached. Let us watch how that got fixed. It begins the moment you join. The router periodically announces the network prefix on the link and your laptop hears it. No server is asked, no lease is negotiated, nothing is requested. Your laptop now holds half an address. The prefix fills the front, the back half, called the interface identifier, is entirely the device's own choice. Everything that follows hangs on that choice. The original answer was to derive it from the hardware address of the network card, padded and reshaped into the right length. Elegant, guaranteed unique, and requiring no coordination with anybody. But look what that means. The front half changes with every network you join. The back half never changes at all because the card in your laptop is the same card everywhere. So the servers you visit from home record one tail, and the servers you visit from the airport record the same tail. Anyone comparing those logs sees one device moving between networks. Privacy extensions are the fix. Instead of reading the hardware address, the machine simply generates a device half out of random bits. It identifies nothing physical, and no factory ever assigned it to anyone. The old address does not disappear, though. Your machine keeps a stable one because incoming connections need somewhere fixed to land. A name in DNS, a remote login, a printer on the network. Alongside it, the machine forms the temporary address, the same network prefix in front, the fresh random identifier behind. One interface, two valid addresses, both usable at exactly the same moment. The temporary one has a clock on it. After roughly a day, it stops being used for new connections, and a completely different random identifier takes over. Existing connections keep the old one until they finish. Now the important part, which address gets used when you open a connection outward. The selection rules prefer the temporary one, so the server on the far end sees the random identifier, never the hardware. And the correlation breaks. Tomorrow's logs carry a different tail than today's, and next week's carry another. The value the tracker was quietly relying on stopped being a value worth relying on. Meanwhile, the stable address is still sitting there doing its job. Anything that needs to reach your machine, rather than being reached by it, still has one dependable place to knock. This is the mental shift. In this world, a machine does not have an address. It has a small collection of them, each with a purpose and a lifetime, changing underneath you all the time. Be clear about what this hides. Only the device half rotates. The prefix in front still says which network you are on, so your rough location and provider are as visible as ever. Modern systems went further with the stable address too. Instead of the hardware address, it is now derived per network, so even your long-lived address differs between home and office and reveals no card. There is a real cost, and administrators feel it. An address in yesterday's log may belong to nobody today, so tracing an incident means correlating with neighbor tables and lease records instead of reading one line. That is why servers usually turn this off, keeping one predictable address, while laptops and phones leave it on by default. The setting exists on every major system, and most people never touch it. So, the router supplies the network half, your device invents the rest. The original design copied the hardware address and made you traceable everywhere. Privacy extensions randomize it daily for outgoing traffic, while a stable address still accepts incoming ones. That's the whole trick. Next time your laptop joins a network, remember that it is quietly choosing a new name for itself and throwing it away tomorrow. Follow how it all runs for more. See you next time.